What's up, folks? Welcome to Woodworking Against the Grain. Look here, today it's going to be banana pudding day. We're going to make an old-fashioned banana pudding that'll knock your socks off. I'm going to get all this stuff in the pot here in just a minute. I'm going to zoom the camera in so you can see what's going on. We'll talk about how to get this started, how to make a good base for this banana pudding. Stay with us. Don't run off. You don't want to miss this. All right, we're going to build a fire under this pot. About a medium-high fire. Make our custard base. We're going to start out with a cup of sugar, a half a stick of butter, 2 cups of milk, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of flour. That's going to be the base for this custard we're going to heat up right here. Now we're going to bring this to a good rolling boil. When it gets to boiling, we're going to take a couple of spoonfuls of this stuff and we're going to put it over here into these 3 egg yolks. Temper them a little bit and then we'll add them back to this custard. We're going to put a little bit of banana extract in this, and then we're going to cook it for about 2 minutes till it gets good and thick. And then we're going to put some bananas and some vanilla wafers in there, fold in some egg whites, and this is going to be off the chain. Everybody likes good banana pudding, or most everybody. I guess there's a few strange ones out there don't really like banana pudding, but I happen to like it because it's sweet and I like just about anything sweet. Takes a little while to get this custard going. You got to bring this up to a good boil. Get all our sugar and butter melted into this. And when it gets up there pretty warm, we're going to scoop some of it over into these egg yolks so they don't scramble on us. Very important when you make any kind of custard that's got egg yolks in it that you temper your yolks. We've talked about that a little before, but I think it's worth mentioning again. If you put cold egg yolks into a boiling pudding or custard, they're going to scramble. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to look right. It's not going to taste right. The texture is not going to be right. And you pretty much just ruined it. Always temper your egg yolks a little bit. Not everybody folds egg whites into their banana pudding, but I think it kind of lightens this up a little bit. This custard right here that we're making is a good base for a lot of different things. I use this particular recipe from this point right here when this comes to a boil, and once we get the eggs in it, you can go just about any direction you want to go with it. You can add cocoa to it and make chocolate pie filling, chocolate pudding. You can put coconut in it and make a coconut pie. Or coconut pudding, whatever you want to do. I use this base also for the chocolate pudding in a 4-layer delight. Today we're going to put a little bit of banana flavor in it, and we're going to use it to make a good base for our banana pudding. Butter's just about melted there. Sugar's already dissolved good. You want to stir this with a whisk. Get you a good whisk. You get one for a couple of bucks and they're worth having. Not only are they good for stirring custards, but they're excellent when you're making gravy. If your gravy is lumpy, it's probably because you're not stirring it with a whisk. Get you a good whisk and learn to stir your stuff with it. You'd be surprised how much better it comes out. Also better to spoon because it doesn't slosh. It's not near as bad to slosh out with a whisk as it is a spoon. And then if anybody can make a mess in the kitchen, it's me. So I try to use all the kinds of utensils that I can to keep that mess down. All right, we've got a good boil on our custard here. We've already got our eggs tempered, got them in there. Got our banana flavoring in there. That's got a lot of banana aroma to it. I don't know how well you can see that. It's not going to be real thick because it's real hot, but once that starts boiling, that's what makes your flour start doing its thickening work. The flour don't do its best thickening work till it starts to boil. So once we get that boiling just a little bit, we're going to let it boil for about 2 minutes. Then we're going to turn it off and let it cool before we put our egg whites and bananas and vanilla wafers in there. I'm going to take this off the fire here, start cooling it down. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, I got this pudding sitting in a water ice bath here, cooling off. While it does that, we're going to whip up these egg whites, these 3 egg whites that was left over from those yolks that we put in the custard. To get them whipped up good to stiff peaks, we'll fold them into this pudding over here before we put our bananas and cookies in there. It'll take a few minutes to whip these up, so just stay with us. All right, we got our egg whites beat up here pretty good. They're battered to about a stiff peak. So what we're going to do is take a rubber spatula. We're just going to ease them into this pudding. And we ain't going to stir it real hard. We're going to just kind of fold it in here. Just stir it enough till you can't tell where the egg whites stop and the pudding starts. We want to keep as much air in that as we possibly can, so don't stir it very hard at all. Just keep folding it over real gentle like. When you get that about worked in, reach in there and get the rest of your egg whites. This is the 3 egg whites that were left from the yolks we put in the pudding. They're just going to serve to make this just a little bit lighter than it would have been. If I was going to put this in a pie crust, I'd probably leave the egg whites out and just put them on top of the pie and toast it as a meringue. But that's just me. If you want to work them into your pie, that's okay with me. Do it however you like. Now once you get these kind of folded in, like I say, you don't want to knock all the air out of that if you can help it. Just kind of get it turned over there. It makes it just a little bit lighter color, but it makes the texture quite a bit fluffier than the heaviness it would have without it there. Now I've got that just about as stirred up as I want it. What we're going to do now is slice up a banana and get our banana and our vanilla wafers layered in this bowl over here. Then we'll see how this thing tastes. Right, now here's the way I like to arrange this. Now you can arrange this any way you want to. This is just the way I do it. I'm going to take a few of these good vanilla wafers and I'm going to put them in the bottom of this bowl right here. To me, this is better after it's set up a while and these cookies soak up some of this custard. And put a few of them in the bottom. Now, I don't like a whole lot of banana in this. There's a lot of banana flavor in this pudding, so I don't put a whole lot of banana meat in there. I've got 1 banana sliced up pretty thin here that I'm going to put in here just so we can say that it's a real banana pudding. If it's up to me, I wouldn't even put bananas in it, but it lacks authenticity without it, so we're going to go ahead and put some in there. Now we got a layer of cookies and banana there. We're going to cover that with a little bit of this custard, not a whole lot. Okay? Take your time doing this so it looks pretty good when you get through. Kind of smear that out over the cookies there. Now, next thing you want to do, get you some more cookies, and if you find one that's broke like that, either eat it or stick the broke end down in there where you can't see it. Whichever way you go, I won't tell on you. So I'm going to go all the way around the bowl here. Some of these good vanilla wafers. I like vanilla wafers. They're good in this. They're good soaked in milk like an Oreo. They're just a pretty good cookie in my book. That worked out just about right. We're going to put a few more pieces of banana there so we can say we did. Then we're going to add another layer of this pudding here just up to the top of those cookies. We're going to do this kind of 3 or 4 stages there. You want to get enough in there that you can make another cookie stack. Now this recipe doesn't make a great big banana pudding. If you're going to feed several people, you might want to double it. This recipe is actually gauged for 1 pie crust. So if you were going to make 2 pies, and actually you double this, or if you're going to make, you're going to feed quite a few people with it, you might want to double this recipe as well. Now we're going to go back around with some more cookies. About 1 more round is going to do it, I think. Kind of layer them in there so it looks like something. And I'm not all about a fancy presentation. But my wife complained that I was doing these videos and putting stuff in plain bowls, so she wanted me to use this heavy-duty bowl that we got out here. So it'll make her feel better and keep her off my back, you know. I'm going to put the rest of the banana in here. Then we're going to put the remaining pudding in here. Then we're going to talk about one more thing. We're going to see if this is fit to eat. Really a bigger bowl than I needed. Now, get all that in there one more time. I want to kind of smear that out to the edges there to cover up those bananas good. Kind of get it in behind the cookies there too if you can. Now you can also, if you want to, top this with some Cool Whip, or you can whip up some whipping cream and put on top. Let your imagination be your guide. Just anything you want to put up there be fine. Now I like to put cookies on top. That's just how I like to do it. So if you don't want that many cookies in there, don't put that many in there. This is completely left up to the cook. Now, let's test this and see if it's good. I'll be right back. All right, we're going to sample this a little bit here. I'm going to get just a little bit of this pudding with a couple of cookies. I'm going to tell you now, it's coming on fall here. We're going to be making some Thanksgiving recipes and some Christmas recipes coming up. So you're going to want to stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, keep a close eye on what's going on with woodworking against the grain, and tell all your friends about it. Let's taste this, see if our banana pudding worth eating. Not bad at all. Thanks for watching. Come back to see it.